Good evening, my friends, and welcome to episode 6 of Myst 5. Last time out, we have completed the third age of 4? And I suppose are rapidly approaching the end of this game and the end of this series. Spoiler alert, I don't have our next game prepared ready yet, so if we do miraculously finish this game incredibly quickly, it might just be a short stream, or we'll just fire up Myst 1 again, because that is my intention. After we finish Myst 5, we are going back to Myst 1, because whilst we have played Myst 2021, we've never played any of the real Myst. In the chat today, we have Zephyronicus. Hello, we have Platinum Caterpillar, Plaid Cat, greetings to all, Trank 0007, Shroomfy, Sleepy Otter, and PWJB. In the, you like my optimism. Oh no, you like Trank's optimism. Excellent. In the YouTube chat, we have James Moores. No helicopter practice today. He should be able to hear us clearly. That's excellent. And we have Jay Strahan. Finally caught it live. Excellent. Great to have you all here. Well, we know, for once, we're starting an episode not stuck. We know what we're doing. We're going to go down and look at whatever that piece of paper is. Looks like a Relto page, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, fine. Okay. Okay. Terrible. So,
home was far behind. I was no longer a child. I journeyed deep, deep within myself, deep within the earth, down to the Denis cavern. I was alone for a time as I consumed my heritage, breathing deep the air of the cavern and the knowledge of my people. But the desire for companionship drove me mad. I engaged a Cenomar as my confidant, and a treadfish in the harbor became my younger brother. I spoke to them as family, and they answered. I swear, they answered. Then my mind took a final step into madness when I walked into the library on Agura and saw an old Denis man on the floor below me.
oh no, he was real.
Now I was imagining people to ease my loneliness. But he was no mirage. His name was Callum, and he was a Denis writer of ages. Trust did not come easily. There was conflict between us, between his ancient rules of Denis that I did not respect, and my creativity, which he feared. We fought and feared and battled and screamed until exhausted. We began to learn from each other. We learned of the power of both, just as father and mother had done. So I learned to write with all the skills that the Denis had known, beyond what my parents had taught me, for their lessons were given by a flawed instructor and by their own trial and error. I learned to write from a master, an opportunity father was never given. Callum's abilities were breathtaking. He knew all the Denis knew when Denis fell. But I taught as well as learned. There were things that the Denis were forbidden to write, words they feared, concepts they shunned, rules and boxes. I had no cultural fear of such things, so I dug deeper, asking questions that Callum could not answer. And together, we sought answers. That is how we learned of the Barrow and the tablet. I learned of its power. We grew in knowledge and strength, and Callum became one of my dearest friends. I began to think that it was he who would be the grower. But evil will find you, even in the depths of the earth. And Callum was murdered.
By Escher? Maybe? Now, this is kind of interesting, right? Because, I'm pretty sure Escher has never actually introduced himself. Right, because we were calling him Discount Gen for a while. And... oh, although, having said that... No, it is clearly labelled Escher here. So it's not supposed to be a misdirect. You're not supposed to think that Callum is Escher. Okay, understood. We have Spypers join the chat. This may be the end of ages. Who knows? Can we solve an age in a single stream? Maybe. We also have Kick over in the YouTube chat. Which Myst am I thinking of going for? Real Myst or Myst Masterpiece? Do you know what? I don't know. I don't remember which one's which, to be honest. I'm planning on doing whichever one has rhyme time in it. So I believe that's only in one of them and not the other. Although, having said that, I think rhyme is in the one that's actually 3D, and I would kind of like to go back to like the point and click one, which I think is the one that doesn't have rhyme. Maybe I'll literally put it to a vote on the Discord and just ask you guys which one you'd rather we cap the series off with. Like, I'm not going to play both, because that does seem to have a certain level of redundancy to it. Maybe that's moved the counterweight to open the door. Oh, wait, hang on. This wasn't here before. Real Myst is the OG 3D Myst. Myst Masterpiece is the older point and click. Real Myst is the 3D one. Just the other day I caught myself thinking that I absolutely do not remember the fourth age in this. Yes. So, yeah, I mean, you know, you guys let me know or have a vote on it in the Discord. Would you rather see... would you rather see Real Myst or Myst Masterpiece Edition? Huh. Wait a minute. That's clearly not where we were. We were in here. No. Oh, hang on, wait. I got turned around. Oh, all these caverns look the same. Okay. No, so this is where we were. This is the Great Shaft. Let's get a bit more lore.
Power is a gift. Power is a curse. I learned of the fearsome power I wield on that day. The day of Callum's death. In a fit of rage, I destroyed the murderer, and I destroyed my innocence.
Oh, so it wasn't Escher, then.
And again, I learned that most things cannot be returned to how they were. And my power continued to grow, even as I began to see that the prophecies of the grower might speak of me. My destiny began to be fulfilled. But there was still more. The least, abused, mistreated, misunderstood, ignored. They were mocked and scorned, and their hearts still show their pain. But they continue to serve. Such power they have, and yet they serve. They treated me with kindness, and I learned from them. They respected what I was becoming. With them, I learned new laws, new rules, and new powers. I used the powers to care for a tree to come, and the tablet allowed me to grow beyond Tiana, beyond father and mother, beyond Denis, beyond Callum. The tablet held them. The tablet chained them. The tablet held me. The tablet empowered me. I watched with them. I waited with them. I learned with them. I called them from captivity and grew while they gathered. Together we became both weak and strong.
Fourth possible ending, destroy the tablet?
And then my time came. My time to take the tablet. My time to choose. I was ready. I felt the pull of holding it, of channeling and releasing the full power of the Barrow. I would right the wrongs. I would set things the way they should be. I would choose well. I could not fail. I am the grower. I was so sure, so strong, so wise. But I didn't open myself and listen to the Maker. The noise of me drowned his quiet voice. And I failed. Failed to see anything beyond myself and what was obvious. And pain came quickly when I realized what I had done. The tablet returned and the barrow continued to serve. The pain still burns me. But the powerful barrows simply wait and serve. Pain is often how we learn. But it is not for us to give. We are not the teachers. We must not abuse them. We must not abuse the barrow.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, rather than give the tablet to Yisha, and we're definitely not going to give the tablet to Gen. Like, that's just a terrible idea. Sorry, no, not Gen. Escher. Maybe we just destroy the tablet. That seems like a pretty reasonable idea. Okay, so this is the room that we were in. So much the better. Jolly good. We have Everett Topanga in the chat. Hello, hello. You bring greetings from the digital part of Mysterium. Is it Mysterium? Right now? Today? You think most people who say Real Myst are talking about Real Myst Masterpiece. The OG Real Myst is a compatibility nightmare today. Checks out. Would immediately give the tablet to Gen. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so that's... here we go. Yeah, we've got one of these little side restrooms. Well, this will definitely be how we get into there. Perfect. Before that, though, let's watch a little recording.
What am I left with? Why did he leave this weight on me? Did I ask for this? Did I ask to lose my brothers? Did I ask to cause the death of Callum? Did I ask to watch my mother die? Did I ask to be my father's tool? Did I ask for so much power? Did I ask to be so alone? Father, I wish you could hold me.
Where is Atris? Like, is this the first Myst game without Atris in it? Like, I understand that obviously Uru was a little bit different, but like, where is Atris? Okay, we've got another one of these. Let's see. Oh, Mysterium was last weekend, was it? Oh, great. I'm glad you had fun, Everett. So Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh, right. Yeah. Because it's yeah. Life lesson. If you're bipolar and having a manic episode, be sure to lean very close into the camera when recording a rant. It will make you seem a lot more unreasonable. That is true. Yeah, any good news from the panel? Yeah, Everett, give us the latest news. Give us the latest news from Mysterium. Jay says Yisha would be a podcaster.
I know what to do. I see it so clearly. One more chance to determine the destiny of the tablet. I can feel it. To be so close and yet so powerless, it drives me mad. The tablet sits there, holding the power of the barrow captive, and I alone know what to do. I failed once, but what does that mean? Why am I punished when I could accomplish so much? The rules seem so arbitrary, some game of the Maker that only he understands. This legacy of failure. And now I see this final chance to right generations of wrong, to unleash the power that has been held for thousands of years. It is at my fingertips. I know what must be done, but I cannot speak of it for fear that it would somehow break the rules, tarnish the heart, taint the act. soil the innocence. I had a dream. I am carrying the seed of Denis, the seed of all things that are Denis, through a small cave. I come to a place where the path stops, and there are 2 holes, one above me and one below me. And through the hole below, I can see the Denis cavern in a great city.
Is that like within you there are 2 wolves?
And through the hole above, I can see the sky and sun. A voice calls to me. In which hole will you plant the seed? And I know it is easy to drop the seed in the hole below. And I know it is impossible to throw the seed through the hole above. I call out to the voice asking for wisdom. The voice answers me. Do not drop the seed in the hole below, for that is easy. But that is the way of the past. Do not throw the seed in the hole above, for that is difficult, and that is the task for another. In which hole will you plant the seed? And I know what to do. And I know I am the grower.
Okay, don't throw the seed in the hole below. And she can't put the seed in the hole above. That's a task for someone else. Maybe. Maybe. That's maybe us. What is the seed, though? She is carrying the seed of Denis. Is it a physical seed? Like, I'm trying to think, because like, it's not the whole kind of life tree thing was abduction, right? I don't think the Denis did the Denis even have trees in their cavern. Okay. Uh-oh, we've missed one. We have missed one somewhere. That's presumably the final one that we need to do. So Everett says that Cyan did not participate in Mysterium this year. Okay, so I had like a wild misunderstanding of what Mysterium was then. I thought Mysterium is their event, isn't it? Their annual kind of fan get-together. But they did not participate this year, so there wasn't game market news. Probably understandable given some of the difficulties that Cyan have had in the last year. However, a couple of programs were fun. A philologist did a comparison of Klingon and Denis. At the end, as is the custom, they announced the next venue, 2026 Mysterium, will be in Portland, Oregon. Awesome. Trees are used to make books, so they are not an alien concept to the Denis. That, now that you say that, I probably should have, probably could have got that. Okay. Boop. Mysterium is fully fan planned and ran. That's nice. Man, the Myst community is just on another level, isn't it? It's just on another level. So, I'll edit that out of the recording. Sorry, excuse me. Oh dear, okay. Let's just put a little jump cut in there. Seeing this tablet and seeing this, and we have previously seen this and this. These tablets all have different shapes, don't they? So what happens when you draw that on those tablets? The tablets, like, we can go to the end location to find the tablet pedestal, right? Yeah, here they all are. Now... Oh, but you can't touch them. Right, once they're in like this, you can't touch them anymore. Okay. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Cyan's silence this year is quite significant, and you assume a result of its financial struggle. Yes, like, I don't think there's... I think that's barely an assumption, to be honest, isn't it? Like, it's been clearly a very difficult year for Cyan, with 2 rounds of layoffs. And obviously last year was very celebratory in that it was the recent release of the Riven remake. You know, a year on from that, obviously that was a little bit disappointing in terms of sales. So it's not surprising at all, to be honest. I don't know. Nothing much else to say about that, really. It's a shame. It's a great shame, you know. Broadly, it's a company that makes great games. Ooh. F's in the chat for Cyan. We still love you, Cyan. We still buy your games. We still buy your games. Hey, it's Escher. Hello. James says, when you draw them on the tablet, it mistakes them for something else. Top-notch security feature. Oh, he's pulling us over.
I wish you could see Lakian as I remember it. Anticipation. The calls of the beasts bellowing out over the warm airs. And conversations as we waited for the fires to burn. The battle to begin. This was a place of great strength and triumph. I wonder if you possess such courage. The door to the trade house is locked, but the jeweler door on the other side, that can be unlocked.
Okay, right. This time, we've learnt our lesson. We're going to remember what Escher has told us, right? Because if there's one thing we've learned from the previous 3 ages, it's that Escher literally tells you how to complete the age, right? You just gotta, like, remember to pay attention to him. Hello, Jaffrus. Great to have you here. Yes, you are just in time. You are just in time. I believe someone in the chat was talking about the animations in here. The animations in this game are absolutely top-notch, aren't they? The facial animations on the characters are brilliant. Like, way ahead of its time. For sure. You know, to do that kind of animation within the game engine. Okay. Unlike our Uru self, Dr. Watson can't swim. Or at least can't swim whilst holding a tablet, anyway. Right, I want to go this way first, and then we'll go along the beach. That way. Rem 3 episode 3 was great, by the way. So much progress. Yeah! It was such a good episode, right? Although, the ending's kind of funny, because the ending is not where I expected it to take us. Effectively. But yeah. We got Nev Eagleson in the chat. Hello. Yeah, another nice age in terms of visuals. Absolutely. You know, once again, it's that kind of... Is it an age set on an island? Check. I mean, okay, admittedly, we can't necessarily prove that this is an island yet, but... Come on. Come on. It's an island. It's an island. Ah. Oh, we got fish. You know, like thinking back to our Haven Moon playthrough and how nice that setting is as well as kind of a steampunk island. Yeah. It kind of makes me think if I were to want to ever put together a puzzle game, I think I would probably have to set it on a little island, right? You gotta do the homage. That is an angry looking bird. No, stay away from me. Oh, I thought it was like hopping on one leg. Man, that looks like it could take a bite out of you, for sure. Okay. So, looks like a couple of wavy lines. Man. Let's see if that's close enough. Okay. Oh, it's all like sandstormy now. Okay, so we can get up here. Yeah, this isn't as nice. Right. So this is a large like a container, right? This is like a large shipping container or something. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. It certainly looks like that central shaft is supposed to be able to rotate to be able to get us in and out of the different quadrants. I tell you what, the sound effects on the sandstorm are really, really good. Like, it feels like you want to, like, get indoors. The bird thing was part of the logo, was it? Oh, that's great. Darude mode. Well, I think I kind of need to get my bearings a little bit as to... Can we reach that? Doesn't look like it. So that used to be on there, I suppose. Okay, what's creating a sandstorm gonna do to change the environment? Okay. Quick double check already. Forward, 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 forward. Nope, still a bit further. Okay. The calls of the beasts billowing out over the warm airs. And conversations as we waited for the fires to burn and the battle to begin. This was a place of great strength and triumph. I wonder if you possess such courage. The door to the trade house is locked, but the jeweler door on the other side, that can be unlocked. So it is locked currently, but can be unlocked. Well, there's giant jewels there, so it's sort of that door that we're looking for. And if I were to look around here... Right, can we keep this building sort of roughly in sight as we walk around it? I don't think there's any path round the other way, but let's have a little look just to make sure. Javra says, I don't have much love for that bird, but I'm fond of the barrow for some reason. So having one be part of the logo was nice. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna have any path this way. Oh, what? No, and not really that way either. No, nothing hidden. Nothing hidden behind there. Okay. So that's the building. Right, we want to keep that sort of in sight. The collector's edition, says J. Strahan, included a lithographic print of art from this age. Okay. So the building is now quite far away from us. Okay. Running. Here we go. So it kind of feels like that is the obvious sort of entry point, right? There's beach right there. But our character just doesn't want to get their ankles wet. Maybe there's a limit to how far up he can roll his jeans. Okay, let's go this way. Oh, hello! Yep. You thought you had us tricked, game. Well, we've got your number. We've got your number. Now that... Is it a chair? Ah, shame. If this was a chair, this would definitely be a chair with threatening aura. Okay, what do we got here? Well, that did nothing. Kind of sensing this thing might not have power. Dunno. We can fiddle with that more in a second. Ah! We can fiddle around more with that in a second after it's been... Is there a way to unbind the mouse from the view? Yes, by right-clicking. Which is what I did when we were up there. Oh, but I think... yeah. Yeah, right-clicking unbinds. Assuming that's what you mean. Right, so what is that going to be doing? Okay. Yeah, okay, I get it. We need the sandstorm, because the sandstorm runs the windmill, and that's what powers the thing. So, let's go back in here and see, when we have it powered up, what would we want it to do? And it's probably... Right, so there's an exit that side. There's only one exit to this thing. So that's not going to get us very far if we just rotate it. We need to sort of open it further somehow. Anyway, let's try it. Beep. That's funny. Okay, Baru friend. Bonk. Yeah, nice. Okay. I don't see it doing anything. Let's pull that. Oh, it's going. Right, that's rotating it round. So let's try rotating it 3, I guess. But then what's the... Okay, this is probably going to rotate it. No. Oh, I see a panel. I see a panel in there. Right, let's go. I don't know why we couldn't see a panel there before. But we're in here now, which means we can then rotate it and then warp into it. Yeah? Wait, what? It's night now. Why is it night? Oh, we've got Bobo Banjo just subscribed. Thank you very much for the Prime subscription. That is much appreciated. Okay. Wait. It's now daytime again. Okay, so we're going to put that on the ground. That's not really what you were supposed to do with that, but okay. Okay, and with that, you should be going into here. No? Or maybe because there's not enough room for you to warp in? Let's see if we can rotate it round a couple of times. On and rotate round. Like, make sure you've got enough space. Wait, the whole thing's rotating round. That's no good. Huh. Well, that Barrow's taken our tablet. So, we're going to kind of need to go and get that back. Come on, up you go. Okay, here we are. That is worse than the one I did last time. For sure. But you never know. Oh, there it is, there it is. It's appeared. Excellent. The barrow mechanic is so fun, but boy oh boy was the detection of the symbols horrible. That would be so much better today. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's all sorts of tools available that would be able to, you know, read and interpret symbols much, much better. Like, oh man, I'm going to feel really dirty saying that, right? So, one thing I don't like, right? Sorry, sidebar. One thing I don't like about the current wave of large language models is how they've co-opted the word AI, right? And how now, if you say that something is AI powered, what people assume you mean is that there's a large language model now backing it, right? Whereas the AIs that I learned about back in the day are the old school AIs, the neural networks and the perceptrons and things. And so, like, when you're doing something like character recognition, right, particularly if you know that there is a finite number of characters that can be being attempted to be drawn, like numbers and letters, you would just put those through a neural network. You don't need to do anything fancy with those at all. But when you're discussing with people and you say, "Oh, right, yes, we need, we could do that with some AI," it's now very unclear what you mean when you say that, because a lot of people think you're going to put it through, a slightly woolly chatbot, maybe. Okay. What we need to do is we need to set the sandstorm going again. And, which direction do we want this pointing? Right, because we can warp to it. Is there any reason it's not going to be this one? We need this to be opened as well. Right, are these hinges on the side that indicate that the side's open? Like this one is clearly open. So what we want is we want to turn it. We basically want to turn it one turn to the left, right? And we want the door to open. That's what we want. That's everything we want right now. So let's go draw that. Pop that down. Ask our Barrow friend to help us out. Yeah, as a game dev, says Nev Eagleson, we've always had AI. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Right, one to the left? No, where are you going? No, we don't want that. Sorry, so... Right, that's moving it round to the right. So we want to hit this right-hand lever twice more. Okay, good. And then... yes, I can see it opening. Hey, perfect. I think, team, I think we got it. I think we got it first time. So, all we need to do is we walk back to the first pedestal, touch our hand to the warp point, and we warp over. Do you know what? It's just kind of occurred to me, which is, like, one of the rules that was established ages ago as, oh yeah, you can't do that, but we're, like, totally doing it and just not even thinking about it, is warping from within one age to another point within the same age. Like, isn't that weird? And yeah, I just hadn't really even particularly twigged that. Like, we're clearly sort of breaking one of the really fundamental sort of logical constraints on the art. Now, if Myst had boss fights, this is the boss fight arena. Maybe we're going to have a boss rush style, you know, quick, solve these puzzles in quick succession. I don't know. Let's go this way first. Is it a shortcut? Doesn't really look like it. I've just realised. Oh dear. So this is one of those just like tiny quality of life things, which is like, So in the background on OBS, I have a bunch of hotkeys which I've got set up, and I was fiddling around with the hotkeys this week between episodes. And I've just realised, for some reason, Myst 5 disables your numlock. And I'm not sure why that would be, because I have one of my hotkeys bound to number pad 7, and it's, yeah, and it's just not registering at all, because my numlock's become disabled, which is a bit of a shame. That's one of those really imperceptible quality of life things, though. I shall make a note for next week to rebind that to a different button. Assuming that we're still playing Myst 5 by next week, to be honest. Like, we might have completed it. We're doing really well with this age so far. Beep, beep, beep. Hello. Okay. Is that the target, or is that what the current state is? No, that must be the target, because the one with all of the rings is not even. It's one open, one closed. What does this do when we press it? Okay. So I think this is just telling us what it needs to be. So double red on the next one. So it's blacks, reds, blacks, and then red on the left one. So blacks, reds, blacks, and then red on the left one. Press that. Oh, hey, wow. You saying that makes me sad. We're almost done with all the Myst games. It's true. It's true. We are nearly all done, but we're not going to be finished. We're not going to be finished. As I said at the start, we are going to play some OG Myst, because I never played the OG Myst. And I feel like even though we probably kind of know all of the puzzles by that point, because I've only played 21, I think it would be nice to go back to one of the older ones. One of the ones that has more trees on it, you know? James Moore says, PWJB believes in the moon. Nice. Do you know what? I raised that in front of my face without really kind of mentally registering what it's supposed to look like. It's a circle on a table. It's a circle on a table. Whee! Whoop, and up and down. Let's pop that down. There's nothing to stop us from revisiting a Myst game later if we really wish to. That is true. That would perhaps be a touch redundant, because it's not quite the same if you're not playing it blind, right? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Right. Now, we take the tablet back. I guess we just go and press that and move this back up. Because all we need to do is move that back up to that platform. Oh no! Oh no! No, no, no! That's far too high. Wait, what are you doing? Okay. Maybe if we just open one of these. Perfect. This will be the point where you guys go, oh, what? He just totally lucked into that and he doesn't understand how that works at all. Yeah. Yeah. That's how that works. Lol, nope. Oh, really? Is that not some kind of... I thought maybe each of the little concentric circles raises and lowers it by a different amount of height or something, and we just got wildly lucky. But... oh no! Oh no! Oh no, what are you doing? Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. Oh. Dr. Watson! Dr. Watson! You're supposed to jump off. You're supposed to jump off the platform in good time, Watson. Fine. Well, let's pop you... well, we know doing that is going to raise it higher, right? Agamnim01. Agamnim01. Oh my god, the worst age in Myst history. I still have nightmares about this one. Really? So far, this one has been okay. I mean, I would certainly not... I certainly wouldn't put this in my bottom, let's say, 3 at this point. I don't know. Oh man, am I going to have to do a tier list? Best and worst ages. I mean, certainly... So, one of my really controversial takes is... I'm not a huge fan of... do you know what? I always say the name wrong as well. Selentic? Seletic? Selentic from the first game. Just simply because I think the monorail is a little bit tedious. And I mean tedious in the literal sense of the word, as in it's like it's time consuming. It's not a bad puzzle. It's just a bit of a slow puzzle. Selenetic. That's it. Thank you. Okay, Watson, go! Jump off at the appropriate time. Go! Aha! Watson. Your lack of athleticism disappoints me, Watson. I tell you what, right? The stranger probably would have used their massive upper body strength literally to just climb it from a standing jump. From a standing jump. James Moore says it's like I planned it. PWJB says Channelwood or Stoneship are the only viable picks for best stage in the original Myst. Channelwood's very strong. I would say probably my favourite. Stoneship will be an interesting one because I didn't really solve Stoneship correctly. I kind of lucked into the solution on that one. So that'll be an interesting one when we go and revisit that, because I don't think I ever really understood Stoneship. And I don't know. I didn't think Mechanical was bad. I thought Mechanical was okay. Yeah, there are only 4 ages in the original Myst, right? Right. So, what's wrong with you then, Watson? Why do you not want to jump off this? Best stage ever is Riven, but yet again it's a whole game. Riven, saying that Riven is the best age in the Myst series is almost, it's almost a bit reductive, isn't it? Like, yeah, it is. I think it's almost like you kind of got to discount it if you want. But yeah, I mean, Riven would obviously be an S tier age. Like the Myst 3 ages, I quite liked. Like, I think all of the Myst 3 ages were pretty good, to be honest. In fact, the more I think back on Myst 3, like, I think Myst 3, in terms of quality, if we were to stack them all up, I would say that Myst 3 is closer to Riven than Myst 3 is to Myst 4. Like, I think Myst 4 had some really good bits, but it also had some really weird bits as well. Like, well, no, weird's the wrong word, but, you know, it definitely had some weak areas, whereas Myst 3 was just a really consistent experience all the way through. I mean, Amateria is obviously great, but even Idana, which a lot of people consider, because it's not obvious exactly which paths you're supposed to go, I would say even Idana is like probably it's pretty okay. Like it's yeah, and to be fair, Idana's also some people's favourite age in Myst 3, to be fair. Right. Why is Watson not willing to jump off this? Narayan is a good age. Yeah, Narayan is good. Do you know what? Right, okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure I'm not accidentally... Do you know what though? No, do you know what? I think I might have it. Let's put that back to here. If something's on this pressure plate, does that still go down? If I draw Snake Friend, the Barrow do not like, and we've used this in one of the other ages. So let me pop that down there. Is the Barrow happy or unhappy? Dunno. We'll find out in a second. No. Interesting. Our tablet's still there. Okay. That was worth a shot. I feel like that was a pretty reasonable idea. I'm not sure. Gage Blackwood says, hooray for Presto. Presto? I always think of Presto as being like the, I always think of Presto as being the, magician from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Now, like looking around the base, there doesn't seem to be an obvious mechanism to lock it into place. You know? This is my best idea. I don't know. Okay, right. As for Revelation, visually, Spire clears everything else in that game, but the musical chair was the bane of my existence. I thought Spire was a good age. Complicated. I think we took a hint on Spire, if I recall correctly. Yeah, tricky age. Oh, S reminds us. Oh, hello. Well, we're certainly not going down anymore, so that's good. Right. So maybe we were sort of right, but we are actually going to need to then go back. I'm glad they put two warp points fairly close to each other. Oh, the mouse skipped. The mouse skipped and I pressed the wrong one. Right, back again. Cirrus apparently building everything there from scratch was a stretch even for Myst. He's a genius. He's genius into... Yeah, no, it's totally unrealistic. Aghanim says, well, my problem with Exile is that it feels like a side story that doesn't change anything. If you removed it, nothing would change. I'd have preferred it had some impact on the future, like if all happens before Atreus finished writing Relation, and that whole trek back in the Lesson Ages gives him the inspiration he needed to finish Relation properly. But you do change it though. You do change it. You change the fate of shoot, I've forgotten the name of the age. You send Savidro home. You know? Like, well, depending on your point of view, you either send Savidro home or you release a slightly unstable person with a hammer into the general population of Narayan. Depending on your point of view. But I would say that... Oh, no, that's not quite right. Okay, good. So what do? Was it that one that we pressed to get it to the right level? Clearly not. This one... Nope, not you. Maybe that one. Now I can't remember where it was that got us to the right height. There we go, now it's the right height. So now we close all of these, because I think that locks it into place. And now we can go back. Yeah, I mean, I would say that Exile's kind of like quite a... Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say a heartwarming story, but it's a sort of story of redemption, in a way. I think it's a little bit of a shame that Savidro and Atris never interact as part of that story. What? No! Oh, no, wait, hang on. So how was it locked into place? Wait. Yeah, that's not good. But previously we locked it into place by closing all of these. Okay. Thinking. Right, this can't be interacted with. And it goes up and down in one block. Okay, so... Why does it tell us to go... Like, this combination brings it down to ground level. But there's other combinations which also bring it down to ground level, right? Like... Doesn't having all of them closed also bring it to ground level? Yeah. So, what is this thing trying to tell us that isn't, like... Wait, hang on. Oh, we kind of might have got it the wrong way around anyway. Sorry. If I... No, yeah, right. So the code just brings it round to ground level. Oh, hey. It's getting night again. Huh. Realistic day-night cycle confirmed. The bit I'm confused about, right, is... The bit I'm most confused about is what did we do to lock this into place when it was the wrong height? Okay, because I think it was this here. Nev Eagleson is redeeming what do you see? Put the tablet back down in the alcove. Wait. I was holding the tablet when it was locked. Wasn't it? Oxidator says, what thing usually gives you some value if you step on it? Grapes. James Moore says grapes. Yep. My experience in a vineyard tells me there's money in those grapes. I mean, we could put the tablet back down in the alcove. But, I mean, that doesn't push the pressure plate down. So the Barrow's going to wander off with that tablet. We didn't put the snake on it. And obviously we can draw the snake again if we need the tablet to not move, of course. Oh, here's a tablet. Okay, so I can't put the tablet... Is the tablet being on this pedestal what locks it? I don't think the tablet was on that pedestal, to be honest. Oxidator says, sorry, I meant number, not value. What usually gives you some number if you step on it? Ah. Gonna need to have a think on that one as well, to be fair. Okay, now the other thing I want to try is, so when I had this in the up position, I'm pretty sure we locked it by closing these, but that didn't work the second time. So we must have done something else as well at the same time. But we closed all of these. And then when we went back there, when it was in the high position, it didn't move. A calculator most likely gives you a number if you step on it, says PWJB. Spiper says one way that exile... Oh, no, it's going down. Right, I must have done something else that one time it got locked. I must have done something else at the same time and forgot. One way that Exile did affect future games was Savidro's technology. The electromagnets were directly inspired. The floating islands in Voltaic and the crystal bombs were inspired by the sonic rings you pass through in Amateria. Ah. Nev says, bad clue. Put the tablet down, then step on the plate. Oh, because the tablet has weight to it. Right. Okay. What? But if I'm holding the tablet, like... Okay. Right, okay. I think I get it. I think I get it. Well, maybe. Okay. So, I mean, it's a weighing scale. Okay, so it's a weighing scale. If I step on it, I get these two. If I'm holding the tablet at the same time, it's those two. If I put the tablet down on it, though, the tablet doesn't press it down at all. But then again, it is a magic tablet, so let's not get hung up on that. But putting in my weight... Putting in my weight doesn't sort of lock it in place. Man. We definitely got it locked into place once by doing something that I just didn't think was clearly by doing something I didn't think was important at the time. So Zephyronica says definitely. Like, maybe not. Ah, thanks for playing directly in to my to my uncertainties there, Zephyronicus. Thank you. James says, "Oh, there's a small gap between the pillar and the diving board. That's a health and safety nightmare." Oh man. Myst is full of just health and safety gone mad, really. Yeah. See, this is the one thing I really loved about Abduction, right? Is that the Captar, right? Despite the fact that they're like insect people that can like fly around and crawl on the walls and stuff, but the walkways for the human and villain visitors all have nice handrails on them. See, now that's how you know that the Arai were good friends, right? Man, This puzzle, though. This puzzle. So... if we open, say, all of these, then... right. This is like, oh yeah, it's something which is really, really heavy. Okay. If I now go and warp onto that, like, I've told the thing that it needs to offset the weight of something really big. So, surely that's not going to move with just Dr. Watson's stature being applied to it. Okay. Spiper's running a very quick errand. Back soon. Right. What do I need to do then? Let's get back here. So what I need to do is I need to get the thing to the right height, which, if I recall correctly, is something like, he's starting to believe. It's like that one, that one, that one, there, but also there, I think. I think that was it. Yeah. See, my memory's not entirely disappeared yet. Okay, and now we say it's a really, really heavy weight. So now that will lock into place. That will lock into place now. Okay. Do we want to take the tablet with us? I think we probably have to take the tablet with us, to be honest. No! Okay. Maybe we shouldn't take the tablet with us. Maybe the tablet is really a lot heavier than I'm giving it credit for. Okay. So all of those are open. Right, let's leave the tablet. Leave the tablet. It's weighing me down. Release your burden. Shed yourself of all worldly possessions. Ah, no. Yeah, okay. I think I get it. The nerve. I think I get it. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Do I set it to my own weight, then? Do I set it to my own weight? I don't know. I'm not sure this sounds correct either. But... We'll see. Nope. Ah, I'm not even holding the tablet this time. You know how heavy the tablet is, theoretically, at least. Okay. All of those closed moves the thing to the ground. And all of them open moves the thing up, right? Man, we've been here for a whole day. A whole day-night cycle. Think about the weights you know already and go from there. Huh, that was a different colour. Oh, that's probably because that's where I am now. Okay. So all of them open. All of them open. Doesn't move. You have 3 weights. The weight to push the tower to the right height, your weight, and the tablet's weight. James says, you wouldn't have to deal with this kind of arithmetic in REM. That's true. REM... REM... It's a weirdly specific thing that REM never does, right? REM never does any weird maths puzzles. Which is odd. Like, I mean, well, it's not odd. I mean, it's like, it's clearly a design choice. Like, I'm sure Knut could put maths puzzles into REM if he wanted to. But I think it's really interesting that all of the puzzles in REM never touch any maths as part of the puzzle at all. Some poor Denise slave is down there moving weights back and forth over and over. True story. Wait, hang on. I thought the Denis didn't keep slaves. Or maybe I'm misremembering that. I mean, obviously they had the Barrow enslaved, but that wasn't, like, widely known. Were the Denis into slavery? Is that a thing? I mean, like, you know, obviously the Denis were, like, broadly, like, not great in general, having had, like, you know, a really rigid caste system and stuff. So, you know. Yeah, James says, turns out this really is the boss room after all. Yeah. Yisha certainly said they were into slavery, but whether she was correct or honest about that is apparently debatable. Fair enough. Yeah, a good old unreliable narrator. I do like a good unreliable narrator. I think it's really great how there are a few books out there where you read them and then it's almost like it's an immediate red flag if someone says, "Oh yeah, I found the protagonist like really sympathetic." And it's like, no, you shouldn't, because the protagonist was an unreliable narrator and is a terrible person, and that's kind of the point. There's one particularly famous book. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's probably not really the kind of content you can really talk about on stream, to be honest. But yeah, there's one very particular famous book which was made into a movie by Stanley Kubrick, starring Jeremy Irons, which is probably the most famous example of an unreliable narrator in a book. And you're supposed to read it and be like, "Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible." But yeah, immediate red flag if that's not like someone's takeaway when they read that. Okay. Are we even going to get this solution this week? This is kind of wild. Right. I weigh 2 of these, and the tablet weighs 1 of these. Which would imply that these are heavier than these, because I weigh more than a tablet. And we also know that gets this to the right height. So, but what's the arithmetic difference between these? Right? Are these twice as big as that? Because are we counting the number of rings? Or is like 1 of this worth 2 of these, for example? Does that go to the correct height still? No. It does not. So that still goes to the bottom. But if we have 2 of these open, there's a really good Cronenberg movie called Spider that's a good unreliable narrator example. Nice. Does this puzzle establish that we are lighter? No, wait, what? The slate is lighter than us, not heavier. The slate must be lighter than us, surely. Dr. Watson is not carrying around an 80-kilo slate. Like, 100% not. I think we can... Yeah. We are going to need to take the slate with us, though. Right? We can't really leave the slate on one of these pedestals, because we'll have no way of getting it to draw with it. So we do need to be trying to solve this puzzle with the slate. We are running out of time on the stream as well. So yeah, he can hold it with one hand, so he can draw with the other as well. We're running out of time as well, so we got like 5 minutes on this, and then we got to draw a line under this and come back to it next week. But I kind of feel like, okay, so we've established that one of these is not equal to two of these. Okay, but two of these. Two of these pushes it upwards. So if that's closed, one of these will go down, but two of these will then go up. Right. So it's not double, it might be number of lines. It might be number of lines. So this is... So, I mean, maybe it's literally that is 6, right? Because it's 2 3-line ones, right? That's a 2 and that's a 1. In which case, if that gets us to the right height, and we need 6 more here, and the tablet weighs 2, in total we need 8, which could be these 4, and then we take the tablet with us. So, if I'm standing on this with the tablet... No, wait. Oh, no, I don't need 8. I need 7. I need 7. Okay, so if I do 4... 5, 6, 7... Is that correct? No, it's still going down. It's still going down. Spyber says, don't we need to press the button? I guess we could try pressing the button. Like, I guess that's an option. I mean, is that what we do? Borrow to bathroom. Borrow to bathroom. Oh dear, oh dear. Man. Well, this stream definitely went into a slightly strange place at the end, but yeah, it's like I'm dodging bullets, trying to not say anything, trying to not say anything. Right. We did it though, gang. We did it. We did it. Maybe we actually need to set the weight we put in. Yes. I'd be interested to try and understand what mechanism this puzzle is trying to represent, right? Because when you are, like, it's a physics puzzle, but it's only kind of a physics puzzle, right? Like, I don't know, maybe someone could explain to me what the back end of this contraption is supposed to look like, because my physics background tells me that first law of motion is you have to put work into a system in order to get it to accelerate, right? You have to apply a force to get it. Well, no, actually that's second law, isn't it? You have to apply a force and the acceleration is proportional to the force. So if I link into the top of that and my weight is enough to start bringing it down, what stops it here? Because it can't just be a counterweight. Because if I link in on the top and I start accelerating it against the force of the counterweight, what's the counterweight? Like, what causes it to stop? Because if it's just a counterweight that is equal to, like, the weight of this cylinder plus me plus the tablet, and we link in, it's not going to move. because the weights are equal. Now maybe there's some fancy something in the back end that I just don't understand that would make it kind of logically work, but I don't know. So if someone has a diagram, let's go discuss it over in the Discord, because I'm probably not thinking complicated enough. It's probably a whole bunch of pulleys and flywheels going through like a water vat to like dampen the acceleration or something like that. PWJB says, never really thought about it. I imagine it's a kind of big old-timey weight scale. Maybe. Oh, do you know what? I might have to draw some diagrams, because maybe there's like a moment. Maybe there's like a... okay, anyway. Let's, for the sake of argument, given that I haven't done any physics in like 10 years, so a certain number of years, let's assume game is right, and I'm not. Could be setting spring tension. That is maybe the answer. That is actually maybe the answer. Trank is also a physicist, right? Trank would know. Trank would definitely know. You need to set the counterweight exactly perfect for it to balance in the middle at the bridge. I need to fiddle around with a set of old-timey scales. I think I have a set of old-timey scales somewhere, right? I need to have a fiddle to, like, convince myself that I'm not just talking total nonsense, which I might be. Here's one of the things about the world, right? If you say nonsense confidently enough, you can come across as somewhat believable. So I don't want to accidentally be saying nonsense. I've always said to you guys, I'll always be honest with you, right? I'll always be honest. I'm always honest about taking hints, and I'm always honest about the fact that I know nothing. I spout nonsense very confidently. That is how LLM and grifters work, says James. That's brilliant. Okie dokie, we are at the end of today's stream. We're actually slightly over time, so we are going to have to wrap up reasonably swiftly. So, let's say goodbye to YouTube in the future. First of all, if you are watching this on record later on, thank you very much for watching. This has been episode 6 of Myst 5. Maybe episode 7 will be our final episode, who knows. If you would like to be notified when the next episode is up, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next week. Bye for now. Okay.